God's advice today. Have you ever felt that God is trying to speak to you, yet in the busyness of life, His signs go unnoticed? This message invites you to pause, reflect, and open your heart. Perhaps this is exactly what you needed to hear today. Watch until the end with openness, and if these words touch you, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell to receive more messages like this. Don't forget to check the pinned comment for a 1-minute prayer and a recommended message to help strengthen your faith even more. God said, "My child, listen to me with an awakened spirit, for this moment is not merely happening before you. I prepared it. For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you the future you hope for." Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11. I brought you exactly here not as one who simply observes, but as one who directs every detail with divine precision. There is a deep transformation in progress, something that is not just touching your story, it is redefining your essence. Do you feel that you are ready for a profound change in your life and in the lives of those you love? Sometimes, all we need is a small step of faith to open the doors to abundance, peace, and the blessings God has already reserved for us. A simple 1-minute prayer can be the beginning of a spiritual journey that transforms the inside and reflects on the outside. If you want to attract more light, balance, and prosperity, spiritual and material, click on the first comment. There you will find a simple practice, guided with love, that can help you connect more deeply with the divine presence in your life. What you feel inside, this silent movement, this sense of imminent change, this restlessness mixed with hope, is not human emotion, it is the sign of the Holy Spirit repositioning you. What has begun to move within you will not go back, because I myself have determined that the time of transition has ended, and now the time of manifestation begins. It is written, "My child, that which was resistance will become support, that which seemed like delay will become momentum, and what the enemy planned as loss, I have already transformed into a scene of honor." Nothing is coincidence. Nothing in your life is too small for me to see. Every step you took today echoed before me, and that echo brought joy to my heart, because I see beyond what your eyes can reach. I see the future that has already been born within you. Comment, I trust in God's love, He is my refuge. My child, listen to me, you believe that your small acts matter little, but to me they carry the weight of eternal victories, for every silent gesture you made, every discreet decision you took, every prayer no one heard, all of it became like war trumpets in the spiritual realm, shaking territories that once seemed impenetrable. The adversary believed he would silence you, thought your weariness would stop you, imagined that you would give up at the exact point where I was about to raise you, but you took a step he never predicted, and that step shifted chains he tried to keep locked around you, moving doors that once seemed sealed shut. When you act in obedience even without strength, when you continue seeking me even without answers, when you remain standing even while fearing to fall, you create movements that hell cannot comprehend, because your faith, even if small in your own eyes, is like an earthquake in the invisible realm. That is why I tell you, what seems small on earth is giant in heaven, and what you did today not only changed your day, it changed your season, opened new paths, altered ancient decrees, and established victories you cannot yet see, but are already unfolding over you. Comment, I remain firm, because God sustains me. The Lord delights in those who fear Him, who put their hope in His mercy. Psalm 147 verse 11, and today, I tell you, my heart rejoiced because of you, not because of the greatness of your action, but because of the greatness of your surrender. For when you chose to trust even without seeing, when your heart trembled but you still whispered in faith, I believe that God turns weakness into strength. In that exact moment, the spiritual atmosphere broke open, and what once seemed unmoving began to shift. What once seemed closed began to open. My spirit rested upon you in a new way, like fresh oil poured over your weary mind and your heavy shoulders. I saw your fragility, but I also saw the courage that sprang from a place so deep even you didn't know it existed, and the courage born of faith surpasses any attack the enemy could plan against you. Today, my child, you offered a gesture that did not touch only your day, but touched generations. You sowed something that will bear fruit in places where you may never step. And while you think that you merely survived, I tell you, you won an entire war, because the one who declares faith in weakness ignites lights that hell cannot extinguish. I tell you with eternal truth that I have never been closer to you than I am now. The silence you perceive is not absence, it is operation. It is the time when I move what your eyes cannot see and prepare what your mind cannot yet comprehend. Every step you take has frustrated the enemy's plans, because he expected your surrender. He expected you to stop, to fall silent, to abandon the path. But you continued. You rose when everything tried to keep you down. You drew near to me when everything around you tried to pull you away. And this, my child, is pure victory, because every time the enemy tried to suffocate you, your persistence became a shout in the spiritual realm declaring, I continue because God walks with me. And that shout echoed as a decree of life before the darkness. The simple fact that you are still here, breathing, trying, seeking, is already a defeat for hell, because your resistance does not come from your strength but from my presence that surrounds and sustains you. And I tell you, you do not walk alone, never, for every step you take is accompanied by my hand. Comment, I continue because God walks with me. Did you know that there is an effective method to attract greater financial prosperity? This technique can help transform your deep-seated beliefs and change the way you perceive reality. It had a profound impact on my life, and we would like to invite you to explore this special practice. When we trust that God wants to act in our lives, we gain the courage to ask Him directly. God desires to bless each of us in a unique and wonderful way. That's why it's important to seek His blessings with faith and confidence, believing that He has a special plan for you. If you would like to support our work and the team dedicated to bringing content that inspires and transforms, we invite you to check out our product. The link is available in the first comment, so you can discover how this technique can also help you on your journey. Your contribution helps us continue sharing messages that make a difference. We deeply appreciate your trust and support. My child, remember what is written, do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, I will help you, I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Isaiah chapter 41 verse 10. Every breath you took today was a declaration against darkness, every thought of hope lit a flame where there once was shadow, and every time you chose to trust my word instead of what your eyes could see, you moved mountains you will never fully understand. I heard your silent prayer, the one spoken only through tears, weariness, and surrender, and you need to know that none of it went unnoticed. For the whisper of your heart reached heaven like a mighty cry, and I answered. My movement has begun, the harvest is already in motion, and what the Holy Spirit started within you, this invisible reordering, this strength that felt small but rose again inside your chest, is already manifesting around you, touching environments, aligning paths, breaking resistances you didn't even know existed. What seemed impossible has begun to move toward you. What seemed distant is drawing near. And what seemed closed is starting to open, because I am with you, and when I am present, nothing remains the same. Comment, I hold on to the promise, God is with me. What you believed was still far from you has already begun to move in your direction with a strength beyond your understanding. Many of my miracles begin in silence, long before you perceive any shift around you. The provision you thought was distant has already been released in the heavenly places, now descending step by step in the perfect rhythm of my timing. The healing that seemed slow is completing an invisible cycle within you, restoring not only your body but also your weary soul, your scattered thoughts, your wounded hope. What you expected for tomorrow is breathing in your today, because when I determine something, nothing can delay it. The enemy studied your patterns, analyzed your fears, tried to trap your heart in a cycle of exhaustion, but today you broke what was breaking you. Through your simple gesture, the one you considered small, you made a move hell never anticipated. And when the enemy cannot foresee a step, he loses ground. Today, my child, the kingdom of darkness lost territory around you. You did not see it, but I saw it. You did not hear it, but there were cries of defeat in the unseen realm. Comment, I advance because God has already won for me. Remember what is written, weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Psalm 30 verse 5. And today I tell you, your morning has begun in the spiritual realm, literally, not figuratively. A cycle has ended. A weight has fallen. A prison has opened. The seed of your new season has already broken the soil. You think you are merely surviving, but I see a warrior rising again. What wounded you yesterday no longer has authority over your tomorrow. What tried to crush your spirit will no longer find a place to hide. A new anointing rests upon your mind, old thoughts are dissolving, ancient lies are being uprooted, wounded identity is being restored. Comment, I receive the new morning God prepared. My child, you have survived things few would bear. You carried pains that many would never understand, but I tell you, every scar is about to become testimony. My spirit is rebuilding you from within, and this inner restoration is more precious than any outward blessing. I am aligning your steps with divine precision, restoring your spiritual sensitivity, cleansing your vision so you may see as I see. The season of exhaustion is ending. The season of harvest is beginning. Your weary mind will be replaced with peace. Your insecurity will be exchanged for clarity. Your loneliness will be filled with my presence. And your desert will be transformed into fulfilled promise. Comment, I believe God turns deserts into promise. My child, remember what is written, if God is for us, who can be against us? Romans chapter 8 verse 31. And I tell you, no one. Absolutely no one. The weapons formed against you never prospered, the plans aimed at your mind never completed their course, the attacks toward your soul never fulfilled the enemy's intent. You are living proof that my hand has covered you in every season. You think you merely survived, but I see the truth, you overcame. You walked through internal storms, emotional battles, silent nights of pain, days of exhausting pressure, yet you stayed standing. That is victory. That is strength. That is grace. And now, my child, prepare yourself, because what I am about to release over your life will not be small, common, or discreet. It will not resemble anything you have seen before. It will shift your entire trajectory, expand your capacity, renew your mind, elevate your spirit, and place you in territories you once believed were impossible to reach. You will see honor where you once saw shame, clarity where confusion tried to rule, abundance where scarcity once whispered fear. What I am releasing will silence every accusation and break every chain that tried to cling to your past. Comment, I rise in the strength of God who sustains me. And so I tell you, my beloved child, your new season is not approaching, it has already begun. You have been prepared, refined, filtered, healed, matured, shaped, and strengthened. Now I position you. Now I establish you. Now I set your feet upon ground where nothing that once tried to destroy you will ever carry authority again. Your life will become living evidence of my faithfulness. Your story will shine as a seal of my grace. Every door the enemy tried to close, I will open. Every tear he tried to use against you, I will transform into honor. Every pain that attempted to immobilize you, I will convert into strength and testimony. My child, your tomorrow will look so different from your yesterday that even you will be astonished by the speed and clarity of my work. Prepare your eyes to see what you prayed for. Prepare your heart to receive what you thought was distant. Prepare your steps to walk in what I have already released. What I am placing upon your life will bring glory to my name and deep rest to your soul. Comment, I fully receive the new season God has opened. My child, listen with the depth of your spirit, for what I speak now rises directly from the essence of every truth declared in the message you offered. You have reached a moment that is more than transition, it is a divine acceleration. You have not merely held on, you have shifted atmospheres with a single choice, a single act of faith that you thought was small. I saw it differently. I saw the boldness in your endurance, the courage in your quiet persistence, the strength in your simple yes. And because of that, the unseen has already rearranged itself to honor your obedience. My joy over you is not light emotion, it is a signal. It announces that the old chapter is sealed and the new one is unfolding in real time. The path ahead does not wait for permission from your past, it responds to my decree. Every breath you took through your darkest nights was seen, counted, and woven into a victory larger than anything you imagined. Nothing you endured was overlooked. Nothing you survived was wasted. My joy is the sound of realms recognizing that your story has shifted into fulfillment. My beloved, do not dismiss what you call simply holding on. The heavens do not call that small. Endurance is a testimony the enemy cannot silence. You stood through nights designed to break you. You walked through seasons meant to bury your hope. You resisted thoughts crafted to shake your identity. Yet here you are, alive, seeking me, reaching beyond the weight that tried to silence you. That is victory. That is triumph. That is strength cloaked in humility. The adversary calculated your collapse, but he could not measure the resilience I placed inside you. Every step you took was a defiance of darkness. Every breath you drew was a proclamation that his plans failed. My joy rises today because I see what your perseverance has set in motion. You think of your life as a collection of struggles endured, but I see it as a timeline of battles won in silence. I watched your spirit get back up when everything else fell apart. I watched you cling to truth when lies shouted loudly. That is why my joy shakes the unseen. It exposes every scheme that attempted to rise against the purpose I placed within you. My cherished child, it is important that you understand, my joy is not reactive. It is not an emotional impulse. It is a declaration backed by eternal authority. When I rejoice, I am not responding to what you feel, I am announcing what has already been settled. My gladness over you today means doors have already opened, breakthroughs have already initiated, and the spiritual terrain around your life has already shifted. What you sense now as subtle stirring will soon reveal itself as undeniable transition. Where you once endured, now you will advance. Where you once waited, now you will receive. The foundation beneath your feet is no longer the same terrain you walked yesterday. I have restructured what lies under you so that you may rise with stability, with clarity, with purpose. My joy signals that what was once stagnant has awakened. The quiet seasons you thought were empty were actually holy preparation, moments where destiny was quietly aligning behind the scenes. None of your waiting was wasted, it was stored for release in this very moment. My precious one, I saw what the adversary never anticipated. He studied your past reactions, your old patterns, your former hesitations. He expected you to give in the way you once did. He thought he understood the limits of your endurance. But today, you made a choice that broke his design apart. You responded with faith when fatigue pressed against you. You held to truth when doubts circled loudly. You offered kindness when your spirit was drained. You chose to trust even when you could not yet see the outcome. That decision, that single shift, altered everything. It disrupted every blueprint the enemy constructed. It dismantled what was meant to discourage you. I rejoiced because I saw what he never imagined, that you would rise above the familiar and choose a higher path. And because of that choice, a ripple of change has already gone out ahead of you, touching places in your future you have not yet reached. You changed the narrative without even realizing it. My beloved child, when my joy settles upon you, something profound happens within you. You stop seeking validation from voices that cannot see your calling. You stop comparing your pace to paths that were never meant to match yours. You stop shrinking under the illusion of insufficiency. Instead, you begin to walk with quiet, steady confidence. Not arrogance, not self-reliance, but a deep, rooted assurance that you are aligned with my intention. My joy confirms that you are exactly where you should be, not behind, not late, not lacking, but positioned precisely according to divine timing. And when I announce joy, acceleration follows. That is why everything around you now feels as if it is loosening, shifting, unlocking. What once resisted will begin to yield. What once hid will begin to appear. My joy is the sign that the atmosphere surrounding your life has been rewritten. My child, remember those long, quiet nights when everything felt still, when every prayer seemed unanswered, when every question felt suspended in the air. Those moments were not abandonment, they were cultivation. They were the soil in which deep roots were forming. They were the chambers where I prepared you in silence, where parts of your spirit were strengthened without your awareness. You walked through what felt like stillness, but I was aligning events, shaping relationships, opening paths, and clearing obstacles you did not yet see. Every silent night was connected to this present awakening. You are stepping into what those seasons prepared you for. My joy is the gentle yet powerful force that brings those hidden preparations into visible fulfillment. Nothing you walked through was in vain. Every unanswered moment has purpose now. Every quiet season now finds its voice. Your willingness to follow my guidance impacts more than your present life. You carry influence that extends far beyond your own journey. I celebrate you because I see the generational impact of your obedience. I see the lives connected to your faithfulness, the doors your endurance will open for others, the healing your story will bring to hearts you have not yet met. Your life is not small, not insignificant, not confined to your own perspective. You carry divine meaning, a purpose that stretches beyond what you currently understand. My joy today is my pledge that your existence holds weight in eternity. You are not walking a solitary path, you are shaping futures, altering atmospheres, and carrying light into places that would remain dark without you. Your impact is real, profound, and far-reaching. So lift your eyes, my child. Let my joy wrap itself around every anxious thought, every lingering doubt, every weight of inadequacy. My joyful sound is not background noise, it is a shield, a covering, a divine assurance. It declares that victory has already been established in your favor. It whispers to your spirit that you are safe, guided, and deeply known. My gladness does not mark an ending, it marks a beginning. This is not the conclusion of your journey, it is the rise of rapid movement. What I have released over you is not passive celebration, it is a force that pushes you into alignment with everything I have prepared. From this point on, you will walk differently. You will think differently. You will perceive differently. For my joy has gone ahead of you, establishing a certainty of triumph that no opposition can overturn. You are stepping into a chapter written with my own hand, and it is filled with purpose, abundance, and unfolding glory. Oh, you have walked through seasons where silence felt like abandonment, where time felt paused, where waiting felt like standing in the shadows. Yet every one of those unnoticed hours was a divine shaping, a sacred crafting of strength within you. You thought you were merely enduring circumstances, but I was forging resilience, expanding your inner capacity, refining your sight so you could perceive what others overlook. What you interpreted as delay was the quiet expansion of purpose. What felt like stillness was the preparation of firm foundation. My joy now rings out not as a gentle sentiment, but as a holy declaration that the hidden season has completed its work in you. This is the moment where what was cultivated in silence begins to bloom in the open. My child, understand deeply, nothing you walked through was wasted. Not a single tear, not a single prayer, not a single step made in faith when your heart was weary. You were being prepared to carry what I am unveiling now, prepared to stand, to shine, to receive, and to move with the confidence of one who has been shaped by divine hands. You may still feel unnoticed by others, but you are completely seen by me. I observed every moment when you chose faith over fear, when you chose kindness instead of bitterness, when you offered forgiveness instead of retaliation. These quiet decisions carried far more weight than you ever realized. They echoed in the unseen realms, drawing favor, aligning pathways, altering outcomes. My joy is stirred because these choices showed who you truly are, steady, faithful, humble, and unwavering even when no audience applauded you. The world may overlook what is done without noise, but I do not. I honor the unseen. I reward what is done in purity. Now, the time of hidden faithfulness is shifting into visible recognition. You are stepping into a season where what was once concealed is becoming celebrated, where what was planted in secret begins to rise, where what was whispered in tears becomes established in triumph. The weight you carried in silence becomes the testimony you carry in strength. Let this truth settle deeply within you. I take delight in you. My joy is proof that your life is aligned with purpose, and that what is unfolding is not accidental, but intentional, holy, and unstoppable. My child, the obstacles that once intimidated you are losing their power. They were never barriers meant to defeat you, but training grounds designed to sharpen your discernment, deepen your endurance, and strengthen your voice. You grew in ways you did not notice. You matured in places you did not see. While you were focused on surviving, I was busy forming you into someone who could thrive. Now the very space around you is shifting because my joy sets into motion events that no opposing force can halt. When I express my gladness over your life, the atmosphere changes. Resistance weakens. Delays dissolve. Doors that once seemed sealed begin to respond to my command. My joy is not passive, it is an active force, a spiritual earthquake, a divine signal that the next phase of your journey has been released. Every step you take now carries a new authority, a new clarity, a new certainty. You are not returning to who you were, you are moving forward as who you were always meant to be. Walk with assurance, not because circumstances are easy, but because I am with you, guiding you with the strength of my joy. My beloved child, do not underestimate your quiet perseverance. You believed your efforts were small, but in the unseen realm they were monumental. Every moment you chose to stay faithful, when your heart was tired, when your hope felt thin, when answers seemed far away, something powerful was built inside you. You learned endurance. You learned patience. You learned to trust beyond what your eyes could perceive. These qualities are the foundation of your breakthrough. They are the reason this moment is now prepared for you. What seemed like a long wait was actually the perfect alignment of events, circumstances, and blessings that needed time to converge. You are not late. You are not behind. You are precisely where my plan intended you to be. My timing is flawless, eternal, and sovereign. I am not rushed, yet I am never delayed. I work with purpose, and every detail of your journey is woven into something far greater than you currently see. Let this bring peace to your heart. If I have chosen this exact moment to release my joy over your life, then this is the exact moment when the tide turns, when the shift becomes visible, when the long-awaited answers begin their approach. My child, do not let the disappointments of your past limit the vision of your future. What hurt you before is not an indicator of what awaits you now. The season has changed. The storms you walked through were not signs of abandonment, they were signs of growth. They prepared the soil for a greater harvest. You have matured in strength, in wisdom, and in sensitivity to my leading. You are no longer the same person who entered those difficulties. You carry deeper insight, stronger conviction, higher resilience. These qualities now shape the way you walk into the blessings being released. My joy over your life reveals that the battles you faced are finished, the lessons they taught have been fully learned, and the victory that follows is already written. What looks incomplete to you is already established in my sight. The unseen is shifting into the seen. The spiritual is moving into the physical. The promise is becoming reality. Lift your vision. Dream again. Expect good things again. Allow your heart to open once more. My joy is the heavenly confirmation that what is meant for you is not just possible, it is inevitable. My precious one, I want you to move from this moment forward with a holy confidence, not born from ego, but from divine assurance. You are not meant to shrink yourself to fit places you have outgrown. You are not meant to minimize the gifts I have placed within you. You are not meant to downplay what I am elevating. You have been shaped through quiet transformation, and now you are being positioned for visible purpose. The world cannot define your worth. I have already declared it. The approval of others can shift like wind, but my confirmation is steady as a mountain. Do not chase temporary validation when I offer eternal assurance. Walk with the confidence of one who knows that success is not earned by perfection, but released through trust. You chose trust when fear tried to seize you. You chose faith when doubt whispered lies. You chose to walk forward even when your heart trembled. These choices carry a weight far greater than you understand. They have transformed your path, redirected your story, rewritten outcomes that once seemed set. I respond to trust, not flawlessness. And because you trusted me, I have already prepared victory ahead of you. My child, begin to live now as though what I promised is already fulfilled. Speak with the certainty of one who knows favor is upon them. Stand with the strength of one who knows their steps are guided. Pray with the confidence of one who knows answers are already unfolding. Move with the readiness of one who recognizes that doors are opening even before they see them. My joy is the announcement that everything concerning you is settled, every direction, every opportunity, every blessing, every breakthrough. Nothing can block what I have ordained. No force can halt what I have released. No opposition can reverse what I have spoken. You are stepping into alignment with a divine certainty that has been building over months, years, and seasons of unseen transformation. Let this truth anchor you. You are no longer striving to be chosen, you have already been chosen. You are no longer seeking to be prepared, you have already been prepared. You are no longer waiting for permission, you have already been anointed for this time. My beloved child, let the sound of my joy become the strength within your spirit. Let it quiet your doubts, steady your emotions, and awaken your confidence. You might still feel traces of fear or uncertainty, but those feelings are not indicators of your direction. They are remnants of an old season that has already passed. My joy is announcing a new chapter, a new clarity, a new victory. Walk boldly. Move forward with courage. Believe again. Hope again. Rise again. For I, the one who formed you, the one who guided you through every valley, the one who strengthened you in every hidden moment, now proclaim with unwavering certainty, the season has shifted, the breakthrough is near, and nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop the unfolding of what I have prepared for you. You are surrounded by my gladness, carried by my strength, and lifted by my joy. Move into this new time with peace, with assurance, and with the deep knowing that every step you take is guided by the one who delights in you beyond measure. Let the sound of my joy echo through the deepest chambers of your heart. Let it settle where anxiety tried to build its home. Let it silence every lingering concern that tells you are behind, unprepared, or forgotten. My joy is not an emotional reaction, it is a decree. When I express joy, the outcome is already decided. When I speak delight over your path, the ending is secured. Your story is already written with victory woven into every chapter. My love shields you from the attacks meant to paralyze you. My presence dignifies you when the world tries to diminish you. My affirmation reminds you that nothing can overturn what I have already proclaimed. Even when the world tries to convince you otherwise, my joy remains your confirmation that your journey is unfolding exactly as it should. So listen closely, my child, you are not wandering. You are not failing. You are not being overlooked. You are walking a divinely orchestrated path, and my joy is your assurance that I am with you at every turn. My precious one, the sound of my joy does not fade with time. It is not a momentary applause nor a brief celebration of a single action. It endures. It reverberates. It keeps moving long after the moment that sparked it. My joy becomes forward motion. It becomes momentum. It becomes divine energy flowing through your circumstances, shifting them, strengthening them, transforming them. My pleasure is not static, it is active. It travels through the unseen realms where battles are fought and won before you ever feel the results. It carries authority that advances your life even as you sleep, Every time you whispered a prayer, even trembling, even unsure, even believing only a little, my joy surged forward to meet that trust. And because my joy accompanies every act of faith, your life is moving with a rhythm you cannot see but are deeply wrapped in. My beloved, this is why nothing done in trust is wasted. This is why no prayer is too small, no step too quiet, and no decision too hidden to matter. My joy is continually working on your behalf. My sound, my beloved child, does not remain only in my throne room. It goes forth across creation. It enters rooms you have never stepped into. It touches hearts that do not know your name. It breaks patterns that have run through generations. It establishes beginnings where endings once seemed inevitable. You underestimate the effect of a single act of trust because you look at the size of the action instead of the power behind it. You see a whisper, I see a declaration in the spiritual realm. You see a small request, I see the opening of a door. You see quiet obedience, I see the dismantling of strongholds. Do not measure spiritual impact by natural scale. What seems small to you is great to me. What seems unimportant to you carries eternal value. Your trust, even when trembling, releases authority that shifts your entire future. This is why I treasure your yes even when it is fragile, because it is real. I do not judge by outward appearance. I look at truth, sincerity, and willingness. I look at your heart, my child, and your heart moves me. A single moment of belief, one moment where you choose trust over fear, has the power to set massive change into motion. One quiet yes, spoken through tears or hesitation, can dismantle old patterns that tried to repeat in your life for years. This is why I laugh with holy joy. Not because your actions were flawless, but because they were genuine, courageous, and unexpected by the enemy. The opposing force calculated your reactions based on your past. It set traps expecting you to fold in familiar ways. It anticipated retreat, silence, bitterness, or surrender. But on this day, you broke the pattern. You forgave instead of resenting. You reached toward me instead of hiding. You stood firm instead of collapsing. You chose a different path, one the enemy did not foresee, and that single decision rewrote the atmosphere around you. This is why I celebrated, my beloved. The trap failed. The old story shattered. The expected outcome dissolved. I rejoice not only in the victory itself but in the exact moment you resisted the familiar and embraced the new. Each time you turn away from